Don't be shy now.
Bitch, shut the windows, close the door, cut the lights out, light the smoke, draw that fucking circle on the floor. We gon' go somewhere your ass has never been before. Hold up. This is a ritual, baby girl. You should have seen it coming. Your legs are shaking already, and right now you ain't see nothing. Jesus was having a good day the day he made your pussy. I don't know what the fuck I'ma say other than give it to me. This is a demon, see, once it gets inside you, it's a movie. You gon' get pregnant even if I bust this nut in your booty. You'll probably swallow it, cause you greedy bitches always do it. Wait a few seconds and you'll feel claws inside your stomach's moving. Would you make a fucking fallen angel? Bitch, I'm at the thing, this shit falling on your brain like a tank shell. Like a little pussy better be still, before I put the Glock to your motherfucking ear like a seashell. You would never hear me coming, think you see me, but you ain't seen nothing. Go real bumping like an AK dumping. Suck a motherfucker, know that they be good for nothing. Leaving my house with claw marks. She don't want talk, her jaw hurts. Why in the fuck you call her? She don't want you want her. She don't pick up, you all hurt. Trying to take her to Red Lobster. I'm in her guts like a monster. Ouija gon' fuck up her posture. Now, you'll be fine. Look at me. Be a good girl. Shut the windows, close the door, cut the lights out, light the smoke, draw that fucking circle on the floor. We gon' go somewhere your ass has never been before. Hold up. This is a ritual, baby girl. You should have seen it coming. Your legs are shaking already, and right now you ain't see nothing. Jesus was having a good day the day he made your pussy. I don't know what the fuck I'ma say other than give it to me. This is a demon, see, once it gets inside you, it's a movie. You gon' get pregnant even if I bust this nut in your booty. You'll probably swallow it, cause you greedy bitches always do it. Wait a few seconds and you'll feel claws inside your stomach moving. Whoa, all I know guts gon' drip. I do not trust no bitch. Oh, wow, I be on fucked up shit. I'm in the fucked up shit. Oh, wow, Shorty gon' suck my dick. All in that window tint. Oh, wow, Shorty, I'm psycho sick. Never know what you gon' get. This is a symphony. I hear violins when seeing bruises. Something is growing inside you just from listening to this music. I could have warned you, but you would never listen if I told you. So grab your ankles, cause baby, it's just better if I show you.
and again and again and again. Well, whoop whoop. Welcome to the welcome back to another edition of Whoops Up, Whoops Down, the Juggalo Movie Podcast, or whatever the fuck I want to call it. And today, folks, I got got 3 reviews today. Adding to my CD collection journey. And then, that's pretty much it for the show today. So today we're going to discuss Welcome to Derry, The Chair Company, and Kill Bill, The Bloody Affair. So, which I'm excited to talk about that and my discussion about Quentin Tarantino and stuff like that, because my thoughts over the years have changed about the man and as him as a director. And I think Kill Bill I had things I want to talk about when it comes to Kill Bill, but that is it. When it comes to Mr. Wake Up, as you want me to free, I am in the process of, I don't know how to unblock him. That's the thing. And honestly, I'm still thinking about it because, I'm not trying to have my show derailed by the nonsense that was happening. I'm sorry. But it's something that I tried. I don't see how to unblock people. So I'm going to have to look more into that. But yeah, I will definitely, it's been thought about and I've been discussing it. So I'll move on from that. Again, I have my mom here. Whoop, whoop. We actually watch, I know he's one of us, but I mean, like I said, like the episode that I had him on, like I was on, he was derailing everything in the chat. And when you're only one there, it's like all you see. I mean, it gets distracting, and I'm not going to have someone to distract my show. So, yes, he's one of us, but I mean, this is my show. I can, there's ways I want to do these things. So maybe it's a little timeout he's on to maybe realize that, hey, respect my show a little bit. I mean, I look at the chat and it does whatever. It could be distracting. So wake up. We'll come back maybe in the new year. Right now I've been busy with my life right now. So, but definitely, I would like to come back if he knows how to act in my chat room, because I'm still a new channel and I'm still growing this slowly by slowly. And then that's what I'm going to do here. Sometimes timeouts are in order. Sometimes you just need a little break as I'm trying to figure out the show out. Cause I think when Wake Up was on there, it was one of my first live streams. Okay. So I'm still getting used to it. I've done multiple episodes of doing these things, how I kind of want it and stuff like that. I'm willing to change change the leaf and forgive and just kind of let him come back. But if he does it again, I'm going to block him and I'm going to give him some space again, because I don't need that kind of shit in my life. But anyways, I got my mom here. We're going to discuss it. Welcome to Derry. We watched it together. That's something I think it's a different perspective. I like a little bit because she,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So before we get to that, I'm going to take a little drink of this. All right, let's talk about it. Welcome to Derry.
Okay.
All right. Before we even get to that, the show, I want to talk about my experience with it and how I was going into the show, because I think you need to know what my perspective is coming into the show. Okay. And maybe it might lose my credibility in a sense, but it's okay. It made me want to reevaluate the material. So, that's what we're going to be talking about. So, in 2017, I watched the first It. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. My understanding of any of the media I've heard about it, the 90s series, I watched bits and pieces of it. The Pennywise, played by Tim Curry, really scared me. And I don't think I've ever finished the miniseries because that clown and that miniseries unnerved me. I probably could watch it now, and I haven't ever got a chance to sit down and watch the original miniseries. I've heard reviews about it. I know what kind of happens, and I know there's a part one, the kids and the adults. I remember watching a lot of the kids. I don't remember ever watching the adults, but I watched a lot of the kid stuff, and that scared me a little bit too. And I actually watched it 2017 because I took a class and I was in film school at the time. And we actually had a class called contemporary films where instead of buying, textbooks, we actually went to see movies in the theater that year. So in 2017, I was at the movies every day for class. And there were certain movies that I would have never watched in this class that I'm glad that I did. And that's how I discovered that I love Yorgos Lanthimos, was really in that class. Yes, which I would definitely get to. Whoop whoop, Juno. Definitely when it comes to the ending of the show, I definitely want to talk more about if anybody watched the show first before watching the movies, but I'm just telling you about my experience right now. So I had to watch it chapter 1, 2017. I really enjoyed it. I mean, Stranger Things already came out at the time, and they actually had a lot of one of the kids who played Richie, Finn Wolfhard, I think that's what his name is. He was in Stranger Things as Mike, and he came into Stranger Things. To it, and they made it in the 80s and stuff like that. So it kind of has that feel, which Stranger Things is is inspired by Stephen King's work, and you can see pieces of it in season 1 of Stranger Things. Like it's like you can collect it. So it's actually smart that Warner Brothers brought the property back because that was the time to bring the property back, And I actually thought Anthony Machini, whatever his name is, I can't say it right now, but I thought he did a fabulous job in the first film. I thought Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise was really good. I liked the look. I liked pretty much a lot about it. I've never seen chapter 2. When it comes to the adult storyline of this book, in which I actually in the book, I actually was starting to listen to audio book, and the way that the story is told in the book is that the timelines are happening simultaneously. That sometimes we'll spend time with the kids, then the adults, then the kids, then the adults. Where in the movies, in the TV show, they want to split them and have one story told linear, right? I think that's the play, is the linear play. Yeah. So I've always heard, like in the miniseries, like the second part of that story is the most uninteresting part. And I remember in 2019, I didn't see chapter 2 because it was like 2.5 hours. I'm like, why do I want to spend 2.5 hours in a movie that I'm probably not going to like? And the reviews for that movie was not that good. Okay. So I never thought about it again. And when it's, at that time, because I kind of know more of the lore, I was listening to the audiobook, so I kind of understand what was going on. I know what happens in the novel, even if I haven't read it. I kind of spoiled myself on the novel. So I kind of have an understanding of what the story is a little bit and how weird it goes, and the different powers of Pennywise. Because of the novel, I understand that Pennywise is more than just the clown, right? In the movies, they kind of want to, because in a movie you have a short amount of time. You want to get to the good shit early. There's no boom, right? So you got to get to the clown because the clown's the iconography when it comes to it. That's what the movies have to do. But it is way more than just the clown. It's just it prefers the clown when it's eating and stuff like that. It's one of its personas. So I was excited to hear that Welcome to Derry was going to go back in time. And it was 8 episodes. So I was like, all right, maybe we get to breathe in. And we were already reviewed the first episode. And we were very intrigued. We were really interested into what was going on. I mean, the Pennywise didn't show up. Well, the clown didn't show up. Pennywise was in the in the show. You just got to have to be aware that, remember that he's a shapeshifter and he preys on your fear and he will attack that. And he'll elude. This one made it feel like you can almost look at Freddy Krueger and Pennywise kind of act like the same thing. Not the same thing, but kind of like they act in similar ways. Like they kind of, except for dream, Freddy's all about dreams, where Pennywise can morph your reality like if Freddy was in the dream. It's like if you take Freddy into the real world, he'd be Pennywise. That's.
Well, when I watched the movies, because I watched both of them, I obviously didn't understand the movies because I just thought it was a scary clown, Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
It was until we got to Derry that made me understand And we have to revisit these movies.
Yes, that's a goal. We're gonna. I mean, yes.
Because now I understand about Pennywise, thanks to Welcome to Derry.
Yeah, and I think what's really important too is the town of Derry. I think that's what excited me more about exploring the show in a miniseries is that we could explore this weird ass town that every 27 years they get this event that happens, and it always leads to a bloody bath. So and then knowing that the next couple seasons are going to go back further. So if you don't know this, the next season we're going to go to 1935. Okay, like oh wow, like I would love to see Pennywise in that time as he's developing stuff because we know his end, but we don't know how it all led to it or like in the town of Derry. So I think everybody wants to focus on Pennywise. I'm like, it's Derry. It's understanding the people of Derry more than it is about the clown. It's interesting about we got a lot of backstory about the town of Derry and how Pennywise has been here for so long that like Pennywise is Derry, honestly, at this point.
That's a good analogy.
Well, yeah, because like you remember, listen, people, we're gonna get spoiled talks here. I want to get away with, like I love the show. I'm gonna give it right away. I love the show. I think it's exactly what I wanted in the show like this, right? To finally give me the time, the build up. Like I like the build up. I liked certain characters, the interconnectedality to like Stephen King stuff. Like we had Dick Howland, who will go on to do The Shining. The different iterations of Pennywise. That when Pennywise shows up in episode 5, from there on, it's like holy shit. The episodes get crazier and crazier and crazier, and like Bill Skarsgård is not in the show very often or not very long, but when he shows up in episode 5, like as the clown, and until episode 8, you're just like, fuck, that was good. I think the issue is for people who don't understand and maybe get. I would say the first 4 episodes they will tease you because they want to build a mystery, and I think people who didn't watch the movies or don't remember the movies because 2017 is almost 10 years ago, almost a decade that movie came out. So you have time and space from when the movies came out. 2019 is when It Chapter 2 came out. We're in 2025, so 6 years from that movie, right? So it's like it's a perfect time you can have I almost feel like this one's a soft reboot, right? The first half is like retelling the loser clubs and stuff like that in different ways. We're following kids. There's another storyline with the military, and then you got the Native Americans who play a big role in the books and play a big role in the town of Derry. So it's like it was very nice that their storyline kind of got in there more, and that stuff was fascinating. It was the new stuff that I love more, and when you give yourself time to explore a space, you can have a little fun to it. And I think, and then the fact they got Mancini back from the movies, that's the best thing too, is the guy who directed the first 2 movies came back and he's doing the show. So you get that same aesthetic, you get the same feel, and you can kind of see him trying to connect the dots. So after you watch this, it's almost like you need to watch chapter 1. Now you need chapter 2. But it also plays like if you watch chapter 1, chapter 2, this almost feels like almost a sequel in a way to chapter 2. If you understand what happened in episode 8. Like I think it does enough, and the way that the ending in the end of the season where I felt like I'm ready for season 2. Like I'm excited. It's 1935. You got to think about what the time period is. You got fucking Great Depression. You have gangs like mafia kind of shit going on, and then you have Pennywise playing. Like imagine now, season 2 is a mob movie with Pennywise. So it's almost like this portion, right, gives us the establishment of the world again, and give us something that's familiar, that we're kind of familiar with, and adding to it, right? By the time we get to 6, 7, 8, those episodes, it takes the story up because it built to it where everything that it does towards the back end of the season, it earns to the point where when you're done with the end of the season, you want more.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that you can have more because you can jump to the movies. And now you have a complete little set right here while you're and that will get you going to when they do season 2, which is probably 3 years. We'll probably see number 2, with the same director, and I think like I can't wait because like you can now you already did this. That's so loser clubbish. That's just like chapter 1 and chapter 2. Like it echoes each other, and a lot of stuff that bleeds into that. Where I think they could take more risk in season 2. Maybe take more risk in season 3, where they don't have to play the stereotype of, this feels like more of an adaptation of the book versus versus like the chapter 1 and chapter 2 was just like it got the main issues. But there's interludes in the book where they tell us these 3 big events that happen those 27 years apart from each other. And we got to see one, which is the black spot, which is pretty cool. Now we're gonna get there's a gang killing that happens, and then there's a factory that gets burnt down that has something to do with Pennywise. So we're gonna see those events happen, and they can do whatever they want. I enjoyed it. I had a great time.
I did too.
And yeah, we're gonna check in with the movie and reevaluate the movie.
I think I personally will enjoy the movies better now with a little bit of more understanding who Pennywise is. I just thought he was a wicked clown, a mean, evil clown. I didn't know he was a shapeshifter. I didn't know he was like an alien, a god, or whatever he called himself.
He called himself the Eater of Worlds.
The Eater of Worlds. Yeah, he said, "I'm a god, the Eater of Worlds."
Yeah. So yeah.
And see, I didn't know that about Pennywise.
And especially how the way that episode 8 reframes chapter 2 makes me interested to even go deeper into that, especially because maybe I still won't like chapter 2 as much. Maybe when I go to chapter 1, I'm like, ooh, I love these. I'm just excited to go back and then hypothesize where it goes. I think it does enough to bring new fans in, which is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's for the fans, but it also does a really good job for newcomers, especially because Stranger Things is ending, right?
Yeah.
It's ending. You can literally capture that audience, whoop, and feed them what they want, because it will kind of go like in that way, which I think is fine that they can compare to each other and stuff like that. And Mom hasn't only seen the first season of Stranger Things.
Yes.
So that is the next journey we're going on. We're going on. So Juno right here says that chapter 2 is heat. It's good. All right, you know what? I'm excited to see it with, after seeing it Welcome to Derry. I'm really excited to catch on to what I missed, and I'll probably read the book too.
Yeah, we're gonna binge Stranger Things.
Yeah, so I'm taking a little break from work while this one has surgery. So I'll be watching a lot of movies too. We're gonna catch up on Stranger Things because by the time we get to it, the show will be over. So I haven't had any spoilers of Stranger Things. I haven't watched it yet, but that is coming. So the future whoops up, whoops down would be the season 5 of Stranger Things, but also pretty much Stranger Things as a whole. So we'll be watching it from the very beginning, starting around the New Year's Eve part. I mean, we can start whenever now. Because we finished it chapter 1, it Welcome to Derry. So
I would like to watch chapter 1, the movie first.
Oh, okay.
Before we get into Stranger Things.
I think we should watch Stranger Things first, especially that first season, and then watch it, because I feel like the first season of Stranger Things is the reason why we got it chapter 1.
Oh, okay.
Right? I think you got to watch, especially since you watched it Welcome to Derry. I'm just gonna call it Welcome to Derry. Since you watched Welcome to Derry, right? So when you watch Stranger Things, you'll see the connection, the clear connective tissue between the source material of the book and how Stranger Things took that template and made their own story out of it.
Okay.
There's definitely some familiarities.
I'm sure glad I have you to explain this stuff.
I consume a lot of media and stuff like that, and you kind of Oh yeah, it's definitely Juno. Like when I first watched the first season of Stranger Things, it just reeked of it. I was like, oh, this is especially with the Demogorgon at first and stuff like that. When you find out what the Upside Down is and blah blah. Like, I mean, yeah. And I think I will talk about season 2, but I think a lot of and I haven't seen season 2 in forever. A lot of people didn't like season 2. I think when I get in my Stranger Things discussion, let me collect my thoughts, especially after watching the season 5. I will really dive into Stranger Things and how I feel about that. But Mom, we have to give a rating for it. Welcome to Derry. What would you give it? Whoops up, whoops down.
Oh, double.
Well,
Double
whoops up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, I'd give it. Yeah, I much enjoyed it. Spending time with you, and that was a hellified storyline. I mean,
we love the finale.
Oh man, the finale! I loved when Rich just flipped Pennywise. Oh,
No spoil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like the way that Pennywise looked in 7 and 8. Those are probably the 2 stronger episodes, and like I said, as you build up to those episodes, it's going to pay it off. So I'm going to give it a solid whoops up.
No double whoops.
No double whoops, because I have to admit that maybe the first half of the season is kind of slow.
Oh, it is.
Right? But I think it does enough to drip, 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 where it's like when it picks up, it's like, woo! I wish they maybe, I don't know. There are some I don't like some of the shots and CGIs. Like there's individual episodes I liked less than stuff, and I find myself when I think about this show, I'm thinking about more towards the end, versus I'm thinking about the beginning. I think the first half is slow, but if you commit yourself to it, I can see somebody watching this and go it's too slow and bounce out, right? I can see that. That's why it's only getting a whoops up. I think the pacing is not that good, right? And there's
but I felt like the first episodes to me was giving me the lowdown.
Right. But some people might find it as a retread. We saw this before, right?
I didn't know the military was in the movie.
Not in the movie, but just the way the kids.
Because when they introduced the military, I was like, oh,
that's new.
That's not where this is going.
But the military is not in the movies. It's more about the template of the kids.
Yes.
Kids discovering the clown, stuff like that. Like that could be repetitive for people. That might might turn off some people who don't know the material or know too much about the material, right?
Yeah.
So it only gets a solid whoops up because I would say if you give it your time and you're committed to it, when I watch a new show, you get 1 season and a half. You have basically, I'll give you your second season, but you got to figure out your shit halfway through that season to make me commit to the rest. Because if I Shameless, I never finished the second season because I didn't like them characters and I didn't like where it was going. So I bounced, and I don't regret ever watching Shameless. There's nothing about that show I care or want to see about. Even though the character of Lip, he's a great actor, Jeremy Allen White. I loved him in Iron Claw. I liked him in The Bear. I don't need to see Shameless. I don't feel like I'm missing anything. But it's a solid whoops up. I think it's worth your time, but I don't know if people are into horror and stuff like that. I don't think it's for everybody. And that's why it's getting a solid whoops up. Horror fan in me, as a if you're like, I'm a juggalo, I'm like double whoops up. But I'm coming as more of a general look, right? I know that, as a juggalo, you're gonna love this fucking show. I mean, I can see you can make fucking a lot of samples of fucking what Pennywise said in this show, and then you can make a beat around it. It's fucking dope. He says a lot of cool shit, and I like the inclusion of Dick Halloran, which I found out, and he's in the book. The reason why he's in this show because he was in the book in this time period. They just did more with it, to the point where the actor who played Dick Halloran from The Shining, I want more from him. I want to see they continue that character. And if you get me, especially if you get me at the end of the season, I want to watch more. Hell yeah, it's a whoops up. It's a solid, straight up. It's almost a double whoops, but I just don't feel like everybody is gonna have the same patience like I have. I've developed maybe when I was because sometimes I get annoyed about things that are retreads or like, oh man, I saw this already. I've seen this before. It's when they start doing different things. That's what the most interesting part was. And it used to be like the most interesting part of it was the kids. And I would say, not in this one. The kids are not as interesting. And that might bother people who are familiar with the show. I think it does enough to warrant your time. I think it does enough. And I could tell that the people making it are with love. And Skarsgård as Pennywise, yeah, it's worth to watch that. Watching a guy really own the character. All right, that is the review for. All right, you know what? The whole time we were talking about it, let's watch a little bit of this. All right, hold on. Oh, let's do. There we go. Let's do that. All right, we're gonna watch a little bit of we're gonna watch. Let's go. A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I love these kids. I like the way that everything looks. This character, Rich, he steals the show the whole time he's on there. Like he's probably the best kid on there. They teased me first, like that pilot really like you think you know what's going on, and then it goes in a way, and it kind of like I said, it does slow down, but I think the way that it does it gives you a lot of questions, and they'll answer them, and like I said, it's satisfying. So give it your time, man. These actors are really good. The guy who plays Leroy, the that he's the granddad of Mike, one of the loser clubs. Great. I love how they introduce race relations in the town and really dive into Derry. And I can't wait to see what the backdrop of what Derry looked like in 1935. They even reference Shawshank, the prison and stuff like that. Like definitely a show that is worth your time, and it gives you more backstory when it comes to Pennywise. But there's, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's repetitive, especially when it comes to like going in the sewers and the kid storyline.
I appreciated it.
Yeah,
because it's been so long since I watched the movies. It was just kind of like a refresher for me.
Yeah.
So, and I enjoyed the kids.
Did you?
I did.
Did you have a favorite kid?
Oh, Rich has to be.
One of my favorite scenes is that what's so cool about the show, we kind of get pieces of the 1908 and the 1935 timeline.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yes, the show is set in 1962, but we go back and forth into time.
They show it in the previews as they're playing the previews of Pennywise shooting a gun.
Oh, that's what I know.
Yeah,
I know. I'm so excited for to see the 1935 Pennywise, because in the intro of the show, there's a shot of Pennywise jumping on a window with a Tommy gun. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Oh, can we get to that? And then the whole 1908, I'm interested because that's where the factory caught on fire and killed kids and during Easter and stuff like that. Like there's a lot of just juicy stuff that's to come. So worth your time to watch it. Welcome to Derry. Solid whoops up.
I still give it a double because I enjoyed it.
All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is another HBO series that happened around the same time. I'm talking about The Chair Company, the new Tim Robbins show. The guy who made I Think You Should Leave and Detroiters makes this new show, The Chair Company, which, I want to tell you, this is probably the weirdest show I've watched in a while, in a good way. Like if you watch I Think You Should Leave, it kind of goes in that style. It feels like this show is a one big episode, I Think You Should Leave. And there are moments in this show where it feels like I Think You Should Leave sketch. Where you're like, this is weird. But what I really enjoy about this show is that it feels like a noir, right? If you are understanding, like you've seen a lot of noir fans like Maltese Falcon. I talked about Kiss Me Deadly last time. Sunset Boulevard, just kind of like, you know, a mystery, like a detective. Like Tim Robbins acts like a detective, and he's trying to find it's going through his conspiracy. And as he finds the conspiracy, he opens a new layer, and it just goes more and more crazy because it's like, what the fuck? But I think what it does play a really good, I think what it really does a really good job is tell the themes of, you know, of corruption and class and how, you know, the joylessness of work and stuff like that. And like what Tim is finding himself like, and I like, what I really like about his work too is like he's another. I talked about that Yorgos Lanthimos when I talk about Magnolia. Is that Tim understands Midwest lifestyle? Like, and this is set in Ohio. Detroiters was in Detroit. I think he's from Detroit. And in Detroiters, the Insane Clown Posse does get referenced. There's a lot of stuff that does get referenced, like Fago's in it and stuff like that. They drink Fago and stuff like that. To show that if you haven't seen Detroiters, watch it. I just like Tim Robinson, and we talked about friendship this year. And like it's like friendship, and I think you should leave blending together into the show. And it's just this fun, weird noir film, noir series where I'm watching this man like he thinks what he's doing is good, but actually he's causing more problems around him. So which is very interesting. What?
I'm just reading some of the.
Yeah, the person told me to get a life. Well, this is my life. Ooh, you got me, sir.
Okay, I didn't know if he was referencing a movie or whatever.
No, I think he's telling me.
I assure you, we have lives. This is just personal fun for us.
Yeah, I like to share what I love, and I think. All right, so I'm gonna give the chair company a whoops up, even though the ending is weird as hell. Like into the season and seeing where it goes the second season, I'm very curious because it, as you keep falling deeper into the conspiracy over a chair, it gets, like I said, it gets crazier and crazier, and the people that, you know, Tim is interacting with or is even weirder and weirder and weirder, and it comes down to like blatant corruption and how rich people embezzle themselves, and embellish themselves or enrich themselves through the use of government, the use of.
Is this a movie about a chair?
Well, it starts off as something happens when a chair, like this guy gets. So this chair breaks, right? It's such in a most embarrassing fashion, right? That he is so obsessed of why this chair failed that he looks into the company, and, you know, as he's looking into this company called Tekka, he's realizing this is a fake company. Where are these chairs coming from? It's like he is so obsessed because he was so embarrassed because it was like he works for a company that builds malls, and they're building a mall in Canton, Ohio. So in this ceremony where he's about to unveil this fucking mall, he sits down and the chair just it fucking craps out. And then you start being suspicious about everybody around it. And the ending of the season makes me want to go back and watch the season over again.
So it's a series.
It's a series.
About chairs.
No. About a guy who's trying to find a company that's not like he's finding a conspiracy about a chair company. That as it unravels to the point where into the point where it's like a government is involved, like a town. Like what the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he meets interesting characters. There's a lot of I think it's fun. It's a solid whoops up. Okay. I think it's just whoops up. Here's my hesitation about recommending it to everybody. Tim Robinson is not for everybody. He's not his cup of tea. He has a lot of weird humor. It's self-deprecating. Sometimes it's mean. It's dark, but I find myself laughing and enjoying the ride. And because I like noir films, right? I like noir like tales. And I love how in sometimes the main characters.
What did that dickhead say?
Oh, okay. So that dickhead says, when you look in the mirror, are you guys satisfied? Yes.
What's the other one?
Oh, do you know what a subhuman is? Apparently you, dude, because you just can't. You talk about get alive. I mean, you're making some projection. You're projecting right here, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm doing this for fun.
Right. We don't get paid for it. It's not our day job.
No, this
is pure entertainment.
Pure entertainment. That's what we're about. But so Chair Company, my hesitation is I don't think people are going to find it too funny. I think people are going to find it too weird. And the story's not cohesive enough sometimes. Like it kind of, especially like I said, there's a lot of time I'm scratching my head like what I just watch. But I think it feels like a Twilight Zone, like a funny, like it's a mixture of a comedy, noir, and Twilight Zone. And it just goes into weird places that I'm just fascinated by it. And I can't wait for season 2. So yeah, I mean, like I love Friendship. I gave that a whoops up, right? Well, hey, here's a whoops up. I mean, good time.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Let's get to Kill Bill because I'm going to tell you, I didn't get to watch it. I didn't go to the movies and watch it with you because I said I'm not going to be able to sit in a movie theater for 4.5 hours. But you know what? I can sit at home and watch both movies back to back.
Okay, so hold on. We're gonna remove that real quick. But it's the same thing.
I know.
It's the same thing. So I heard, I think it was on my AMC app when I look through movies sometimes. Yes, see Juno said that. Yeah, it's accurate. If Chair Company does feel like a Twilight Zone type of. So Kill Bill, The Bloody Affair is basically part 1, part 2 in one whole film. And this is because when Quentin Tarantino came up with this idea, he always envisioned this movie being one movie. It was the Weinstein Company that kind of suggested that he split it in 2, that no one wanted to be in a movie theater that long, right? So that's what he did. He split it in 2 movies, cut a little bit of here. And this one kind of instaurs the Quentin Tarantino vision. And the movie runs about 450 minutes, and there's like added scenes in there, and then at the end there is a lost chapter thing, and I'll get to that one. But let's, Kill Bill is a revenge tale, and about a woman named, the bride, most of the movie, who gets killed by a person named Bill, who we find out who is the lover of the bride, and she's getting revenge, trying to kill him because it had something to do with the baby. It's like a woman John Wick, except for instead of killing the dog of John Wick, killed the baby. Like the bride thinks the baby inside me is dead. So I'm come back and kill Bill because I think that's the reason why the revenge was why the whole revenge needed to happen. It's not because she almost died, right? And she's getting revenge there. No, she is in the bride is in this thought that she lost her baby, and that is the reason why. That baby's the whole catalyst. When we find out in part 2 is that the reason why she even left the assassins because she was pregnant.
Right.
And she chose the baby's life over herself. Anyways. How do I think about this movie? I think it works really good as one movie. For 450 minutes, let me tell you this, people, I wasn't bored. I haven't seen Kill Bill 1 and 2 in a long time. My memory is that I've watched Volume 1 more times than I watched Volume 2. I think Volume 1 is the better tale, and I feel like that's my review here too, is that the first part is more electrifying, and the second one isn't, but I feel like the movie kind of restores it a little bit because you're following the tale and you're with her the whole time. So when the bride is in this situation, she gets herself out of it, and you're like, and the flashback in part 2 makes more sense. That it just feels a lot better. I know, and then in part 1 there's an anime sequence about Oren Ishii's origin story, and it cuts off at a certain point. In this one, we get the whole animated sequence. There is a scene I've never seen before in the animated portion, and I was like, holy shit. This is good. I'm learning more about Oren Ishii and stuff like that. So when, we see her in the present timeline, you get that, that flavor. Here are some of my issues here with the film, Mom.
Okay.
And then I'm thinking I'm going to be using a word called cultural appropriations.
Okay.
The thing I like Quentin. I think he has a style about him. And it's so American because he takes a lot of things that are old, and he repolishes it and makes it a home thing. I just don't. It's just weird to me watching a film that's so influenced by Asian culture. I mean, it's all over. It's not just Japanese culture. It's kung fu culture, and kind of the revenge tale here is kind of a Korean culture because there's a revenge tale, like there's a woman revenge tale, in Korea. There's a whole series about that where I think there's kind of rangers. There's kind of a connective tissue with those. So I'm watching it, and you're like, there's a League of Assassins, all white people. The first person we see die is a black person, right? And then the next person is an Asian person. And then you're like, oh, white, blonde. I'm just like, and here's Bill, who I think is the ultimate, like the character of Bill is the ultimate appropriation because he's taking all these Asian influences and collecting them like the goddamn Infinity Stones and thinks he's like head dog. I don't know. It's just kind of weird to watch. And this one, and maybe this cut, he added a lot more feet because like there's a thing that Quentin Tarantino is a foot fetish guy.
Oh, okay.
In this film, lots of feet. Like he loves Uma Thurman's fucking feet. It's all over the place in this one. I still enjoyed the movie. I think it's really good. I really enjoyed. I remember not liking Mikkel Madison's Bud a lot, you know, but I actually like that portion. And when the bride goes into gets buried alive and she gets out, I think that sequence is a lot better in The Bloody Affair because of the way that the pacing goes. And I think he does a really good job of pacing, but it's just like, I don't know. The way I think about Quentin is changing a lot because it's not authentic anymore. It doesn't feel authentic because I've seen more authentic work that I feel is aging better in time. Now, I think if I watch Inglourious Bastards and stuff like that, like the older, like newer Quentin, that might be where I'm liking because this Quentin, the older Quentin, like even Pulp Fiction, I feel differently about it. I don't love it as much as I used to. I don't think it's a godsend anymore. I don't. I think maybe Reservoir Dogs is even better than that. But I think I think it's a film that you're still gonna have fun with, and I think it's something that you could still see. But just know that I'm having issues about his authority in this genre. It comes off like he's taking things from other movies and making it his own, which is fine. I guess it's okay, but it's just like, I don't know. It comes off cosplaying a little bit. There's no sense of Quentin Tarantino never went to film school. He's a guy that watched movies because he worked at a video store. And that's where he thinks it gives him the authority to do what he wants to do. And I'm saying it doesn't. It doesn't give you authority to do any of that. But that's my opinion because because you watch a lot of movies doesn't make you the god of all movies. And I feel like his movies are not gonna age well. They haven't aged well. The ones I've seen recently. And it's because of he's taking from things from a long time ago. It's nothing like I'm just starting to see issues with him. I don't think Quentin Tarantino is the best director ever. I don't. I can name a lot one better than him. I think I can tell that he's the biggest fan of films like me, right? But I don't think he's the greatest thing to ever made it. And whatever. I maybe when I get to the Pulp Fiction one day, when I can really dive into my thoughts of Pulp Fiction, and really, maybe I want to revisit this down in 5 years and really and I love checking in on movies and getting my different thoughts. Volume 1 lives in my mind as one of my favorite movies of that year because it's what we watched all the time at your house.
All the time.
I watched that all the time. The fight sequence of the crazy 88s is a fun sequence. Fun.
I think part 2 has a lot more Bill in it and not a lot of
Well, part 2 is more about we're digging in more of the relationship between Bill and the bride to the point where it's like you find it's actually a love story, and it's like, and you're filling in the gaps.
Right.
But that's like I would see, and I could be interested in like why has there like he could come back to this like Quentin can come back to this world and talk about the assassins. Cool. It's just the fact that they use samurai swords and they learn kung fu. I'm just like,
Well, have you ever thought that maybe it's your mindset that is changing
it is.
to the appropriation and you become more educated on that, which makes you see things different?
Well, and it also comes like, and this is what I hope for people who want to watch the show and stuff like that, is that keep branching out of different films. Don't lock yourself into genres, right? You're not, because if you do that, you're closing your mind to what film can be. Or because you can understand that, and here's the thing, that different genres influence each other. And the fun thing is when you watch like a kid's movie and you see a horror sequence that they got from over here and over here, it's like, yes.
Is that Juno?
Juno's a good dude.
Right. What did you say?
He said he's giving you Native American breathe rooms.
So he understands.
And like,
because I would have to say that when we watched the Kill Bills when you were younger, we weren't as educated on the
on
that era and
I haven't my brain
appropriation and stuff.
Well, at that time, my brain hadn't switched to the way it is now, where I look at film totally different. That was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah,
and I still think it's a fun movie to watch. I just don't think. I think you need to question it. And I think you need to challenge and push on Quentin and ask him questions about this movie and stuff like that, because he's taken a lot of Asian influences, but it's like it's filled with white people doing these things. And when you're sitting there watching a bunch of white people doing this, you're kind of like, and beating Asian people for these, you're just like, huh. Not saying that Quentin's racist.
Did he do the Hateful Eight? Or...
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yes, he did. And he has a character that says the N-word like almost the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because he has I think it's because he's writing this as well. Quentin's making these choices. No one's like, it's not like he got somebody else's script and he's directing it. No, he's taking this as his work. So like, you really got to be critical and push on the man when he's doing something that's not acceptable. And look, I'm looking at lenses from 2025. I understand this. That's why I'm still giving it a whoops up. You know, it's still a whoops up film. I actually think you should watch it in this way. I think he was right of making this one movie, and 4 hours and 50 minutes, it flies. And there's an intermission, a 30-minute intermission, so you can get up and move.
Oh, now see, if I would have known that, I would have been fine with that.
Yeah.
Get up, stretch your legs, go back to the concession stand, piss, and sit back down.
So I heard rumors that there was something at the end of the movie. So after the end of the movie ended, there was this lost chapter thing, and it was with Fortnite. And I was like, I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, pass. Like, I'm good. I don't care. Actually, the person who played Bill was Quentin Tarantino, and I was like, because Quentin Tarantino, in my mind, he is the stand-in character. Like, Bill is the stand-in character of Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, okay.
Like that, I feel like the way that Bill talks, the way he exclaims, the way his knowledge of comic books and stuff like that, I'm like, that's Quentin Tarantino. His voice is so strong with the Bill character, and I actually am fascinated with the Bill character. I want to know more, but we'll never know more. But anyways, solid whoops up for Kill Bill. I probably lost a lot of viewers just talking shit about Quentin Tarantino. I don't care. I don't think he's a sacred cow. I wouldn't.
And he used to be your favorite. You stop. The only reason why I know who it is because you always talked about him.
Yeah,
because I don't know the directors and stuff.
Right. I mean, when I discovered, when you discover Pulp Fiction for the first time, you think it's the greatest film on earth. As you go through film school, I
can't really recall Pulp Fiction. I know I've seen it.
I think everybody's seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not registering as. Oh well.
Oh well.
Finish.
All right. This is the new Lazy and Crazy. This is the new Bean Pokemon shirt that Bean from Shaggy Hair's daughter made. I love this shirt. It's very comfortable. And she's actually pretty good. I mean, like, look, her Executor is like fucking. That's solid, right? Magnemite. I think that's supposed to be a Pidgey. An unknown. I got my favorite one's the Poliwhirl with the eyes comes out. That's kind of like Bean's signature right here. I love it. It's a Hitmonlee, Sandshrew. No, I think that might be a Sand Slash. No, it's Sandshrew. But love getting anything new from Lazy and Crazy and Bean. Thank you, Bean, for making this shirt. It's so cool. It's awesome. I wore it yesterday to a Christmas party, and it was a hit. Anywho, I added to my CD collection. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty much done with the ICP collection right now. There's a few CDs out that I need to get, but I can wait on that. But I got some new Ouija CDs. So this is Resistant Walk to the Wasteland. Dirtbag. Pretty Ugly 2. Water Damage. Which actually, I think I found out that it's two versions. So they get Water Damage backwards and Water Damage this one. All in one CD. And then I got Corruptus. The Mandela Effect. Which I didn't know there's actually a bonus track on this one called October. So I got these for the Black Friday sale. They were $10 each. Woo! Hell yeah. I took it. I ran to the store. Now my Ouija collection is pretty much completed. I think everything else I can't get. So this is great. And there's a lot of slappers on these, you know. Majesty. I know Team NJ's not anymore, but hey, Jiggy, Majesty is on this album. Shout out to Ouija. He makes good music. I remember listening to this album. There's some Dig It Bashers on here. Murder Vision. Not Work Glock is on here. A big Vanish with Hoodoos on here. Good tracks on this motherfucker right here. I love this album. Pretty Ugly 2. This came out during like the COVID era. You got songs like Get Alive. I Love Baghdad. Origami. That's Wet. Bad Company. Hamamini. Shit. Let Me Rot. Juggalord. It's a Go. It's a Go. This is the bopper too, man. Fucking slaps. Pretty Ugly 2. And we all love Dirtbag because it gave Mom's favorite song that we played earlier today.
Oh, the Demon Seed is on that one?
Yes, this is what Demon Seed's on.
Oh, that's how I got hip to Ouija, is that song. And then you took me to the Ballers last year, and that was the first time I seen him in concert.
Correct, because you were at the Gathering 23, but you were at the hotel versus when he was.
Yes, I missed him on there.
Yes,
I'm not gonna miss him this time.
Hell no, you're not. Okay, other slappers on this one: Ain't No Savior, Killing Spree, Domino, which I believe is Mikey Sears' favorite song. Nympho, Walking What the Fuck, Thuggalo Slide. And then Die Like This is I want to like this one. Then so Dirtbag's a good one. This came out in 2019, and I bumped this a lot, especially before the super gathering. It was the first gathering I went to after for a long time. So I bumped this a lot. I love a lot of these tracks. You got Little Monster, Red Alert, Dead Diary, Mayday, Hater Exterminator, Friends. Friends is the one I bumped a lot. Jiu-Jitsu, Arrow 40, and Fuck Off. Dope track. I love this album look, how it looks like a Marlboro.
Yeah.
Good track. Corruptus. This came out right at Juggle Ohio 2. I remember going this and bumping this. And at first, this is an album that grows on you because it's so different. He's a lot more singing and stuff like that, more poetry more than anything. But there's some slappers on here too.
I'm sure you downloaded these all on your phone already.
I did. Sorcerer's Stone, Breathing is Sacrifice. Love that one. Off the Ground, The Knowing Hand. And yeah, Wingless bones, like, boom. Good shit. So that's it, man. I got all my collection for right now. I got, but my collection is still coming. I got 2 CDs coming in the mail. I can't wait to get those, and I'll talk about those. Acetone is free, y'all. So, if you haven't talked to Acetone, he's out of jail right now. Shows you some boys some love. Run his shit through the streaming. My recommendation, always the Southwest Funk. Got some boppers on there. My first Acetone album I listened to is, so shows the boys some love. What?
I didn't say no.
Okay, cool. Well, that's the show.
Well, damn.
Well,
That was
damn.
awful fast.
An hour just moves so freaking fast when you're having fun. Yeah.
And thank you for letting me just sit in, even if I don't have nothing to say.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I think it's a lot of fun to have you here and somebody to bounce ideas off of.
Oh yeah.
But that's the show. I'm Joshua Dumb Murderer, and this is another edition of Whoops Up, Whoops Down, the Juggalo Movie Podcast, or whatever the fuck I want to call it. And if you like what I've done or you've watched this hour and like, shit, I want to know more about this guy, I want to watch more videos, well, hit the like and subscribe button, motherfucker. All right? I got over a shit ton of movies. I got 10 movies that I did from another show I did from 2 years ago, from old slappers that you need to check out, like New Jack City, fucking The Predator, Juice, Fistful of Dollars, like shit, Akira, like check those shit out. And then I have been doing, this is my 29th episode. So I have 29 other reviews of different movies spanning from last year to this year. So motherfucker, what are you doing? Hit that like and subscribe button. And then if you hit that notification button, you'll know when I'll come live next, because I don't know when I'll come back. I don't have a set time because I do this for fucking fun, y'all. So like, you got to keep up. And hit that notification number. I'm good about giving the headspace about an hour or 30 minutes before I go live. I set the live up. Good to go. So, and you always can hit that replay and watch over and over again. But thank you for watching. Whoop, whoop. Much clown for the fucking love. In stream.